Hello, hello. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Yeah, I can switch them around, but the whole thing is I haven't set up my camera yet because I can do both. That's the whole thing. I can do art digitally or I can do art traditionally, but right now I'm still debating how I should set up my camera. That's why I have not added my camera yet. So help me decide what kind of stream we want today by voting in the poll which is going on currently. So yeah, vote, you people, vote. This is a democracy. It's 50-50. That always happens. That always happens. Why? You should be able to, yeah. You should, like, you should be able to add channel points. I don't know, I don't think I have turned that off. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The more money you spend, the more... Absolutely, that's 100% valid. The more money you spend, the more the more power you have. Because that's democracy, right? Absolutely. Ruling this land by like true strong fist. You guys have the power, or at least you guys think so. In the end, I'll probably still make my own decision. As a very nice independent woman should. Yes. You know which keychain I am still which keychain I'm still missing, since I have been slightly collecting the keychains I've been making through the years, and I forgot to like save a copy of my Obi keychain. Since I have a copy of my Nibbles keychain, and I have one of my Uwu, I just forgot to actually save one from Obi. Which is, it's fine. It happens. I might just order a sample from Volgrace. I might just order a sample from Volgrace in order to make up for the lost keychain that I still need. Other than that, it's my own stupid mistake. Fucking Dungeon Meshi, I put my own background music too loud. Holy shit! I put my own background music too loud. How is the rig going? How's the rig going? Like what is the pose? What do you guys want? You guys can also tell me if you guys are starting to scream. Oh my god, Shannon! Please do a digital. Digital art is winning. Damn. Damn, that's a first. Loss is not here. At least that's I guess. I know some people absolutely adore the traditional streams, and at the same time, I can still rig the whole shit. I can just eventually just decide, hey, let's do traditional. Fuck you, and then that just happens. Yeah, you guys don't have any saying on that. I'm just cleaning this side of the desk anyway, so not per se because I want to do a traditional stream, just because I kind of want it cleaner. One thing is, I do wanna paint. I coded one of the magnets, and I do wanna paint because I bought some paint that looked similar to what I actually like to be the colors from Uwu. Really? What the fuck, you guys? Why? Why is it still fit? Why? Okay, now it's not 50-50 anymore. You guys still... Do not balance this out! Do not balance it out! Jesus Christ! Alright, what is it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Traditional history! Stephanie! The goddess, the savior! I saw it go up and down. Okay, let me... You were too late. Why do you guys always want to balance? Why do you guys always want to balance? You guys wanted to keep it 50-50, I swear to God. This is not why I give you guys the chance to vote. This is not why I give you guys the chance to vote. You must be ashamed of yourself. This is what, like, yes, I say independence. I say independence. Yes, I know, I'm an independent woman, and I should be able to make these decisions for myself, but what the fuck, you guys? You guys have the option, and you guys don't take it! Where's the independence in that? You guys ruined your own independence. It's like we have an American democracy over here. It's just the illusion of being free, you know? We crave communism, I swear to God. Oh, that suits even better than the American one. We fucking crave communism in this community. Well, I guess that's why it's a cult. That's why it's a cult. Can't complain. Absolutely cannot complain on that note. I don't have my webcam anymore, so I couldn't see what I was doing. Anyway, hello! How you guys? How are you? How are you? I took this one off, but I do have a different copy of this one, so, and this one is needed because... So, you guys... This is usually the preparation that I do beforehand. But as I said, the independence did not... you guys are not independent. You guys are part of the cult, and that's how we like it. I need a cable. I need a cable band. I had more of these, but... There you go! Less cables. I have been well prepared. I have just... I am well prepared. What are you on about? This is absolutely all the shenanigans going on. I am not just pooching over some things. We have the remote over here, like this, so I can zoom in, and you guys can see more, you know? So, we do good, we do good, we do good. Needed to save these. Why are my ink? Oh, right. I tried to draw Omori with ink. There we go. More stickers. No, that one is from recently. That one is from a couple days ago. Did I already have that? I don't know. I have been looking at so many fucking receipts, you have no fucking clue. Like, I've been doing my administration, and I have been scouting through my receipts from the last couple of months, which needed to be done. Don't ask me why there's a spoon here. This is for it was originally for the office, but my tea, this one, is empty and I need to restock it. And I only figured that out the moment I arrived at the office and wanted a cup of tea. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? I did not, because I haven't made tea for myself with that specific thing. I have been on the couch. But yeah, in all conclusion, I went to Peepos, and I found these two colors. As you guys already know, I use a different kind of paint. I use many kinds of paint. And with all those types, there's eventually, like, options that are like, it's not... We could do better. Like, one of them is New Amsterdam. Or just Amsterdam, like this brand. Where did I put him? Hold on, where did I put Amsterdam? I have a ton of glue. Paint markers. Ah, yes. This is the one that I had for originally, but it did not like it as much. This one is a little bit better. But yeah, I used some Amsterdam paints. These are inks. Mix and match. More Amsterdam paints. Black ink. It's not the one that we needed, but it's fun to have. I have a bunch of paint markers. The main paint that we usually use for projects like these is Vallejo. It's those. Those are the paints that we usually use. And other than that, I don't use many more paints. I do use a bunch of, like, markers. Need the eraser because... What else dropped? Oh, it's from you guys. Not this one. I forget how many pens. I want to order like another case for some other pens, but the shop is temporarily closed where I usually got stuff from. Needed these. It's temporarily closed. The reason being, probably because of the festival thing in Japan, or not in Japan, in China right now because of the New Year's. And the little wood chips. I think I got most. Oh! But yeah, as you can see, I already got like a bunch of paints. I usually work with these because I absolutely adore the color, but it's not a thing that I will use today because I want to try these. I want to see the colors. Because I'm still trying to find the perfect Uwu color, but in paint form so that I can just buy that instead of needing to mix it up, because this one is too teal. This one seemed to be okay-ish. So that's the thing that I'm curious about. We have tried a couple different types of paints. Like Posca markers and stuff, but haven't really figured much out. So I wanted to see these, and that's why I there you go. That's why I wanted to paint this. So doing that first. Oh my god, he is so fluffy. That is so cute. That is so cute. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to see this. This is a water-based paint. It's from Peepos, like their original brand, I think. It does look nice. I already messed up because that was the wrong tail. That's okay, it does cover well. Okay, you guys feel like way too far. Come closer. I already messed up because it's the wrong tail. The Uwa's tail is usually not in the front. But it's a very cute one. I like it. It's a good color. This one is uncoated. Switching my mic closer. Yeah, this absolutely already sucks up the paint. How bad? I did not prepare water, so that's my mistake. Where did I put the little basket thingy? Somewhere nearby. There you go. Give me a second. But how have you guys been? I hope you guys are doing fine and fantastic, obviously. It's been a while. It hasn't, but still always like to say that it's been a while. Hope you guys had a good day. I've been visiting the local shop over here, my Davo. It's been 10 years. I've been... Oh. I put my TTS way too loud, I don't know why. I visited my local my local shop where I also have my own merchandise, so that people can have more options than just trying to shop through our website, sgicreations.art. Sorry. And ugh, crunch. I didn't shake beforehand. Maybe it would be smart to do so. There you go. Always shake the paint. I like these though. Nearly moved it closer while you guys... Like, I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see. feels like... Where does that hair come from? What the fuck? It's not even... like one of my hairs.
From the day when we first met, you followed in my every step. Now you got me on the mend. Tell everyone, hey look, I've named him friend. Calm yourself and have some blue. Never one forever two.
This is so cute though.
For the rest of time, don't forget to sub with Prime. Friends together, friends whenever, friends remember.
It's definitely like losing the detail of the wood, but
You know, even though I'm a ghost, blue sheep, I will always love you the most. Blue friend, blue will take the pain away. Blue sheep, so we can see the sun another day. Forget about the days of past. Blue sheep, our friendship is the one that will last. Blue friend, you know we can make it through, me and you. So give everyone a little bit of blue. Little blue sheep, like the blue sea, like the flowers and the fishies, like the blue sky, flying real high. Let it wash away, let all the memories pass by. Always by my side, always yours and always mine. Even though I died, with you I'm feeling fine. Love you for the rest of time. Don't forget
not too bad.
to sub with Prime. Friends to
Actual fun colors.
friends whenever, friends remember, friends forever. You know, even though I'm a ghost, blue sheep, I will always love you the most.
So I did like these.
Pain away, blue sheep, so we can see the sun another day. Forget about the days of past. Blue sheep, our friendship is the one that will last. Blue friend, you know we can make it through, me and you. So give everyone a little bit of blue.
I messed up the tail, but yeah, what do you do? Usually, for U's main design, the blue one is in the middle, and I fucked up. I fucked up because I wanted it, because I was too enthusiastic. I'm curious how much darker this one might be. I think this would be a perfect contrast. To give the color difference. The thing is, it's so tiny. That's what she said. That actually works really well. That works really well. That's so funny. Did I finally find proper colors? Just different brands completely. Guess I see the same. No, this is golds and this is yellow, but I like the gold more. Hello. Oh shit. Looks like mix it up. Overlay. Yeehaw should work now. Can I have white? I do have white. Thank you. Do you know what it's called? Blanco. Blanco. White. Using different. Yes! So, the Vallejo paint does not work the same as the others. I just need a little dab. Just need a little dab. Do-do. So cute. Wash it out a bit. Cute. Okay, I need to due to some of the like paint overflowing, I need to fix a little bit. It's too much. Do I need to have an even thinner brush? Probably. Yo! Thank you so much for the follow. Might just need a thinner brush. Hey, thanks for the follow. How you doing? He is alive. You're doing great. Awesome. How you find the channel? How did you find me? I'm trying to increase the line details. Oh shit! It still surprises me sometimes, like that it actually still gets used, because it doesn't happen often, because the way like Twitch shows people is like almost feels like almost impossible, you know? But hi, welcome! Glad to have you. Just rolling with the wrong tail, I'd say. Did I did. I can add more blue. I can add more blue. I did not wash out this one. But now it is. Awesome. But do you worry, I just wanted to try this out. I'm gonna do actual art in a bit. I wanted to test out these paints. This could be like a very cute mini set. Like, I swear. Hello! Fun Ink Studio, are you a tattoo artist? You seem like a cool tattoo artist. I kinda wanna see if I can still switch around. You wish, damn. Do you make fine line art? I am just assuming jobs now. I love assuming jobs. Yeah, actually, awesome! Do you do that live? Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Do you do that live, or do you... I need to switch these around. Now I'm invested. I got this far. It's a side job. Ooh. Still cool though. We love side hustles and jobs and like being creative. Like, at least I love that. That's why I'm here as a whole. Now this is the point that the Amsterdam loses the battle for coverage, but it might just need a second coat. It might just need a second coat. It also is glossy. Amsterdam is glossy. This is matte. But look at that! That is actually pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate to the original thing. He's alive! This motherfucker is actually alive. I have him in so many variations. This is a magnet that I wanted to try. I also have him like these. I also have him in boba tea form as it's the last ones. Did I don't think I have taken him down properly. I'm being impatient. I'm being impatient. That's nothing new. I am also excited. As I said in it, as I showed off in the Discord, I got happily jump scared. Like, I got happily jump scared because the people where I order my clothes, or at least the prints for on my clothing that I make myself, all of a sudden just post to that, which is like, this motherfucker. And it's Neko too. And it's like, how? I was not expecting scrolling like through my For You page or my stories, and then suddenly like seeing Neko and Uwu being just friends, you know? That was not on my list of, wow, absolutely 100% expected. let's just do it. Here we go. Just wanted some highlights. Should I do a little bit of shading? No. Yeah. Now be patient, Shannon. Very, very difficult to be patient. But isn't he adorable? I love him. I think I finally found the right colors. I think I might still buy the white one from this. Because this is annoying. It works great if I work with a white palette, but not like this, you know? Or the very light color. That would work. But, yeah. Actually, pretty decent, like, paints. I like them. Can I put them on Throne? Can I put Le Paints on Throne? They're like $4 each. And I can take like ages with them. Like one of these takes me years. I still haven't. I gotten several paints, but I haven't properly used them for years. Peepos. Can we get Peepos? I want like 2 more colors of these because I like them. I'm surprised how well this actually did. Yay! Now I got magnet. Now I got magnet. I need to get rid of water. Oh, this was not the right idea. There was too much water. Oh. Can it? There we go. The little wood sample thingies. But putting a bunch of things away. Anyway. Sketchbook time. Sketchy sketchbook. Welcome to the white. To the white lands. Still need to. I just need more. So, okay. The idea was, I have drawn Omori. Just give me a second, because I want to use my thermal thing. I don't feel like printing out. Ugh. Printing out a full sticker right now. So, thermal it is. Nice. So give me a second. Because I've made Omori. I've made Omori. New. Blank. This one. How much was this? The fuck is this? Almost 60 by 60. So that is 57, was it? No? Yes, no. This is 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 57. Huh. So, it will just be a black and white picture anyway, but the idea is going to be there. Yes. I drew Omori. So I'll add him. I'll add him on top of Miku. There you go. I don't know what happens here. Besides. I drew Omori. I also drew a different Omori. I drew... I also drew a different Omori. Okay. Oh, I forgot that was there. Print again. So that's a different Omori. So yeah, I definitely drew 2 Omoris. I like the chibi more, so I'm probably ditching this one. There we go. But that does not mean I want to stop drawing there. I like doing sketches and stuff. I do like doing shenanigans. I don't know, like they're still fucking move. Like this was a lot of fun to do. There we go. More breathing room. Trying to get a little bit more breathing room. There you go. I love working with thermal and stickers. It's a great way to actually experiment and see what the hell is going on. I want to see if I can do things like hold on. Oh, they were talking about something. Eh. I'm just looking at things. Well, but so with Omori we also have Basil itself, then we have Aubrey, we have Mari, Hero, and Kel. What were the flowers again? So Sunny was tulip. Kel was cacti. Aubrey, Basil. Basil was sunflower. Hero. Rose? Not Lily of the Lily of the Valley. Omori flowers. What was it again? Basil flower. White tulip. The glaciers. The gladius. I don't know. It's a glens. Cacti, roses. Yeah, what's the lily? Those are the flowers. Like Omori is like sitting like that. Like holding himself close. I can see Kel be excited.
Blowing up blocks like Al Qaeda. I'm not a creature that'll eat you, but I'll leave you petrified. Peaked of my mind, peace of mind, sweeper. Taking on a break when you're dying a deep. I'll find your mind, I'm a mind. Reading on the mind is finders, keepers. Oh hi, I'm a creeper. So nice, nice to meet you. But time is time to leave and tick tock, tick tock. Boom, boom, boom. I can't stop singing this bloody tune, tune, tune. It's gonna make my brain go boom, boom, boom. I can't stop singing this bloody tune, tune, tune. I do what I wanna. Riverside mama. Tick, tick, I'm a suicide mama. I take control and I'm gonna leave a gaping hole.
Cacti, with Kel being very enthusiastic. Something like that. Where did I... Over here. Like I want him to be like, yeah! Or should I do it... I think I should do it different, the other arm then. Make the visual more appealing.
My hobbies and interests include going boom, boom, boom.
How would that work for the legs though? Like with the... Would it work like that? Would the leg be at front or... Yeah, that works. That definitely works. And then we can have little cacti. With the flower. Maybe you can like hold the ball. that could work. What was? I thought she was not. I thought whether she was more of a Hyacinth. But I see it. I see it. I see why. Does Aubrey have like long sleeves? Yeah, she is like in it. I find it interesting that Aubrey is represented in like a nightgown. I think it's very cute, but she's like represented in a nightgown. Okay. Do, 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 do. Ba-da. She also is not wearing like shoes and stuff, but I do be giving her some shoes. That's adorable. There's a thing I didn't do with Omori first. I'd like sort of brainstorming, you know? The brainstorming I haven't done with the main cast. Should I grab these? Do I have those colors? I probably do. Yeah, that works fine. She has like the purple. Yeah. Let's give her the purple shoes. Wow, these tests. That is so funky. These test ones, I got as like a gift with the several that I bought. Actually match the color palette very well. I kind of want to see. How much does that bleed? That's not as much, but I do be. Okay, let's see if I can draw mirrored. Let's see if I can draw mirrored for a second there, because I want to have the idea. Da, da, da. What's her normal outfit? Oh, like a schoolgirl-ish. I don't know if I should... Is she wearing a skirt or... Oh yeah, it's one of those skirts. Well, it's a kid. I could see, oh no, they're wearing shoes. wearing like a sailor outfit. I'd like to switch around some of the main colors. And maybe I should move the arm a bit.
All right, why did the chicken cross the road? I said, why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. The other side. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. The other side. Jump in the Cadillac, girl, touch your miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you.
Next. Something. Something like this. I love that I have some of the most perfect colors for these. I didn't want to use like my full booklet or the full folder. like to imagine that instead of the spike, she has like on the other one, that it are like thorns. I think that is clever. I used gray. Mhm. I think this could be a very cute reverse keychain, but more intriguing than the one that I've designed right now for Omori, which I kind of want to make it like into like obviously it's stickers. The one with Omori, let me see if I can print it again. The one with Omori has a different back, just because of the idea of the guilt that he has. I didn't want to turn it into Sunny. I just wanted to turn it into Omori itself. It's like that's the whole concept of like obviously the game itself, and I think this was also very clever. Let me put this here. And with the flower, she usually is represented with pink flowers. This time I just, like, with Omori, once you turn around, the flower is in front of him, like, as almost as if it's impaling him. I do not want to do it with the other characters. So basically, it will be around here. So having like little flowers. You know? Like here. I think it'd be cute. Gives me a bit of the way that I did Freerun. The little with the little flowers. I skipped out on these, sadly, but these turned out very well. Can I?
Good evening. How you doing? Do do do.
I always feel like I draw faces a bit too.
Are you working on a pattern? Nice. Very nice. I like it.
Like, even though, like, you still worked on it, which is very good. That's what we like to see, you know? Productivity. Only 2 weeks. Ah, you can walk around with normal shoes. Eh? There we go. Yo, 40k! Watch out, you're gonna wake up the Warhammer boys. You're gonna wake up the Warhammer boys. Eh. Did not work out as well. Oh. Alright, give me a second. I gotta refill some water.
How am I doing tonight? How am I doing tonight? Pretty good. Pretty good. I've been more just I did let chat decide what what way to draw. And it seems like the democracy that was not going to be part of this group chat decided to actually pick. I'm not going to pick these. This one. This one. Democracy was not part of the group chat, so we wanted communism. But 1 or 2 votes was too much. And it managed to actually still get democracy, which was very funny. There's always like a ball inside of it. Quick sketching it's not ideal for now. Not with paint. Also, I did this. I painted the fella. He looks fantastic. He looks great. Okay, let's give you guys some more breathing space. So this idea, I like it. It is very good. It's very clear. What direction we want to go, especially also with the flowers. We could just duplicate those, making it easier instead of the Omori one. So that is Aubrey. Check. Because in my eyes, she is also one of the more interesting characters. To be fair, I'm not wrong. Like, really, she actually still has some interesting story, and is the most progressed out of all of them. I don't like Kel. Like, and I get the way that she actually works. I fuck Kel. How about so? Oh, no worries, no worries. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Where did I leave the towel thing? Oh! It's okay. Keep reading. There we go. I want to do something similar that I did with Omori, but for Mari. Yay! Thank you. Uh. Um. We have two ways that we can do this. She has a little bow tie over here. Short sleeves. Line skirt. Like this. These are known as like Lily? Like like Valley of the Lilies or something. Oh, 6 a.m. is bad. You can do it. You can do it. White color causes the flower to be very associated with the delicate feminine and blah blah blah. The lily of the valley. A lily of the valley is basically just like that. Then we have the little have some good sleepy time. Have some good sleepy time. Something like this. And then do we use this one? No. We use this one. We use that one. And pinkish skirt. Dark shoes. Ba-da-dum, ba-da, 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 ba-da. And I think... I don't know why I suddenly drew so fucking small. Think I better grab some of the markers. So I did recently buy new markers. Where I put them is the question though. I don't think it's this one. Give me a second. I gotta keep losing all of them. Got my gold one. Oh. I think. Where is the water? Thought I had orange shoes on my back. That's not the case. You can just highlight this. I have so many things. That's where it's. Or not lost. Just gonna find it. Might be the definition of being lost, but. Let me just put these back. There it is. There it is. Need more black. Do, do, do. Definitely. Something similar to this. I need the other red. Even though it's almost empty. This is one of those moments that's like, ah, I love it. I like to have something similar to this, or I could. What's up with the silhouette? Du, 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 du. Do. Yeah, these are the brushes. I don't know where I left my white marker. It's gone for some reason. I think something similar to this. Maybe just needs a green. Which one? Is this the one with the broken tip? I'm not sure. Could be. Here we go. This one is definitely not the one with the broken tip. Just needs a little bit more shaking. Not these, not these. This is a different marker. These are different markers. Where did I put the... Don't think I put the plastic ones in here. Ooh. That's something. Mouthwashing. Yeah, good game. Just gonna do some sketches after these. Da, 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 da. Yeah, the mouthwashing the game is like it's a weird also a bit of a psychological horror. I'm still figuring it out on the go, to be fair. I'm like the concept of mouthwashing basically is a certain existential crisis or something. It's yeah, that's all I got for you. Yeah, I had to. I had to. Yeah, it's because it's like it's something. It's something. Yeah, I like the concept of this one. It's very similar. Got the girls. The boys are a bit different.
What I can do.
We can listen.
There are multiple people who have made an full analysis. There are multiple people who probably made a full analysis. So how about... How about I just do this? Can we listen?
I watched gameplay. I watched gameplay, but... Okay, can we...
Is a psychological horror game.
Okay.
Mouthwashing is a psychological horror game following 5 crewmates aboard a Pony Express delivery spacecraft, stuck together on day 147 of an over a year-long journey. While the game is presented, jumping back and forth through time over the course of 6 months. Let's run through the entire story in true chronological.
You're going through it in chronological order.
Let me just... add a source. Simple display capture. That's the wrong display. Welcome to the full display. No. Now we can slightly see. Welcome. This is the new variant of
Order. This is Mouthwashing Explained. The earliest moment in the game shows ship medic Anya completing a regularly scheduled psyche valve with Captain Curly. Curly reveals that he's had trouble sleeping recently, suggesting he's distracted by other thoughts. Anya says the last person she needs to evaluate is the co-pilot Jimmy, but she seems uncomfortable with the idea of interacting with him. She says he doesn't take the report seriously and previously reported developing a sexual interest in cartoon horses, such as the company's mascot Polly. To Anya's relief, Curly offers to do Jimmy's eval for her, given they are longtime associates and Curly had actually introduced Jimmy to the business. She then lets Curly know that ship engineer Swansea is looking for him, and makes a lighthearted joke about his angry note sounding like a fun time. On the way to the utility room, Curly briefly speaks with Jimmy, who reveals that the cheerful engineer intern, Daisuke, was a late addition to the ship, which explains why there's only 4 cryostasis pods inside the utility room, rather than the 5 needed to cover every crewmate. These could be used to keep the crew asleep for up to 20 years in case of an emergency. Curly finds Daisuke stuck in a wad of foam, which the ship auto-dispenses during emergencies in order to prevent holes from opening into space. Daisuke accidentally triggered it trying to climb into and repair a collapsed ventilation shaft. Senior Engineer Swansea admonishes Daisuke, then requests Curly use his Captain Passcode to unlock an axe and cut him out. Walking around the utility room, you can find many notes that Swansea has written for Daisuke, helping him learn the basics of ship repair. We see that despite his harsh attitude, Swansea is genuinely trying to mentor Dai, and also that Dai likes to doodle in his notes, which is pretty cute. Curly retrieves the axe, cuts out Daisuke, and then leaves the axe with Swansea. This is an important lucky tool that will come back later. On the way to the cockpit, Curly falls into a metaphorical lake of red water. Soon, broken ladders and warning signs appear as alarms begin blaring around him. He then walks towards what seems to be the sun. Everything goes white, excluding a single door leading into the cockpit. This disastrous scene foreshadows the upcoming collapse of Curly's position, and his mental state regarding his life thus far. Curly conducts Jimmy's psyche valve in the cockpit. Then they have a conversation where Jimmy reveals he likes the feeling of control he gets as a co-pilot, which is super not concerning at all.
No, absolutely
Curly is happy
not. What are you
Jimmy is
on
doing
about?
well, given that was not the case back on Earth. Some people theorize that Jimmy might have been a convict on Earth, and that Curly originally added him to the team to give him a fresh start at life. Curly is shown to be very supportive and a strong believer that people can overcome their pasts. Jimmy expresses jealousy over how successful the captain is, both in his career and how others perceive him. Curly then explains he feels unsatisfied, wanting more in life than just being a good ship captain. However, he's also afraid of starting over, of abandoning his crew and the career status he's worked so hard to reach, even if deep down he feels the need to escape his life as it stands. Jimmy describes Curly as at the top of his ladder, relating back to the previous scene, which likely represents how the need to climb a career ladder in order to feel successful in life can also make you feel trapped or hopeless. The crash warning signs added in shows the twisting of the hierarchy Jimmy describes, again foreshadowing an upcoming event. In this way, I feel like the Blood Lake could regard Curly's anxiety about his life, or both him and Jimmy's desire to mix up the current status quo. Jimmy wants to climb higher, to have more authority, and to feel as successful as he perceives Curly to be. And Curly wants to abandon the ladder altogether, realizing that happiness does not come innate with his status. Jimmy then leaves as Curly receives a letter from corporate, which is impossible to decipher during the game.
Oh,
We
that
then
sucks.
cut to another out-of-reality scene, watching a TV inside the ship's storage area. Channels include an employee instruction video, showing the corporate process an average
I know
person
they
may
have
follow
party
to be
house.
successful, having a job and a family. The next channel has a black hole destroying a mass in space, perhaps foreshadowing the upcoming destruction of the crew's current lives, or of some deep internal desire Curly may hold to see that destruction happen. There's a science show about the atom, talking about how everything is built on minuscule things. Then, there's some men hanging up meat in a small room, foreshadowing again Curly's upcoming change in position on the ship. There's another cartoon, now where the company supports the intake of artificial substances in order to increase the working power of its employees. Then, there's a skeleton losing its limbs and collapsing. And finally, an ad for mouthwash. Hey, they said the name of the game. The mouthwash is a substance which kills 99.9% of germs. Specifically, it relates to fire, an agent of destruction. The fine print beneath the ad
This is,
even says that you should consult a medical professional before, while, and after using the product, which again is just mouthwash. And that the company
pretty
holds no
intense.
responsibility over any harm the product might cause. This is another interesting tidbit on the idea of a company not caring about the effects of its products, even in the case of the crew that they're paying to carry it. 6 days before the crash. The team throws Curly a birthday party, explaining that they're
Yeah.
only allowed one group event per year and chose Curly's day to surprise him. Being captain, he does have to make the cake himself, though. The crew seems to be in good spirits, asking Curly to give a speech, although the generally happy vibes of the scene are a tad off-put by the disarmingly huge frickin' knife on the table. Curly then reveals
It's
that they will all
indeed
be
a
laid
very
off
big
at the
knife.
completion of the mission, something which he was told to inform them of closer to the end, but that he felt they had a right to know. Swansea reacts unsurprised, Anya panics thinking of her economic future, Daisuke remains silent, and Jimmy immediately begins throwing his anger out on Curly, blaming him for this decision which he had no control over, claiming he must be happy to be able to rid himself of his responsibilities without guilt. Jimmy
Which is-
berates every crew member one by one
It's
and
a lot-
refuses
it's a
to
lot.
acknowledge Curly's pain in the situation. Jimmy displays his habit of forcing his own securities into the mouths of others, describing the crew as dirt beneath Curly, showing how much he idolizes the captain's position and despises himself, villainizing Curly using his own internal dialogue. Curly cuts the birthday cake as the face value happiness of the crew breaks down. 2 days prior. Curly and Anya have a late-night discussion in front of the lounge's moonlit sky screen. Anya points out a broken pixel on the screen, describing how it's always in the back of her mind. Curly, on the other hand, waves it by, claiming that one little issue won't break the illusion, a reference perhaps to the illusion of peace among the crew, and reveals he prefers to see the larger picture. This conversation illustrates the difference between Anya and Curly. Curly is able to look past problems in hopes of preserving a happy appearance, while Anya is forced to acknowledge the effect even a seemingly small error can have on something. She still likes the overall display though, showing her desire to be able to look past the worst aspects of something. Anya then considers the fact that there are still 8 months left on their journey, and questions why the company would put locks on the medbay, but not on the bedrooms. This fact, alongside many posters hung around the ship detailing how the crew would be docked for using medical
it's
supplies,
it's
shows
to
that the
have an
company cares
idea
more
of
about protecting its
mouthwash.
financial assets than the crew itself. On my
It's an
first
idea of
playthrough, it was only
mouthwash.
after she asked
I'm
this
still
question
figuring out what the
that I
rest of
really
it is,
realized
even
that
though I
Anya's
love
the
the
only woman on the
concept.
ship, which is pretty scary to think about. Curly responds that obviously it's for safety reasons, not even seeming to realize what Anya is suggesting here. This really goes to show that while Curly often has best intentions for his crew, he has a naivety about his perspective on things. One day before the crash, Curly starts out in the med bay,
hello,
and it's of
Teeny.
note that
I'm
Anya has a
doing
book
good.
entitled
How
Up or Down, The Illusion of Choice sitting on her counter.
Yeah,
This could
been
be representing
drawing
her
some
feelings of a lack of control
traditionals.
in her environment and the desire to
Like
regain some.
I already drew some of the Omori things,
Curly
and
discovers Anya
this
has
is one
taken
of
the
the
ship's
sketches that I
locked gun
absolutely
case,
adore.
and
So
friends
we're
are
gonna
crouched in
continue
the
on that
cockpit,
one.
clearly
The
panicked.
same goes a bit for this
She
one.
reveals that she is
The
pregnant,
idea is there.
and that Jimmy
Just
is the
gotta
father.
just gotta.
We now know that Anya was unable to protect herself without dorm locks, and was assaulted, how many times is unclear, by Jimmy. Assuming she was pregnant for a period before finding out,
There you go.
and given the 8 remaining months of the mission, Anya would have to give birth on the ship, making the assault undeniable, or conduct an unsafe abortion. Anya says she's hidden the gun case, which she could not open herself, so that Jimmy could not get to it, clearly afraid that he would use it in an attempt to remedy the situation. Curly explains that he will do anything to help her, which is funny because he would not give her the gun to protect herself. And his first instinct to try to
There
solve
you
the
go.
problem was just to talk it out with Jimmy.
How
Interestingly, when Curly asks her who did this, Anya responds, "I told you,"
Sickness cleared up
after
a bit
which
more?
Curly understands immediately that it was Jimmy. The implication being that Curly was aware, in some degree, of the uncomfortable situation between Anya and Jimmy, yet up until this point has emphasized keeping the peace over Anya's safety. In this way, he's taken away her voice, and kind of left her at the disposal of Jimmy. Curly says that the entire crew, including Anya, is his responsibility, and yet he refuses to do what needs to be done. He refuses to help her protect herself.
Mostly
He refuses
what's
to stop
nice.
believing that Jimmy can be better. The day of. Anya, emotionally distressed, having told Jimmy that she was pregnant and having received an unsettling response, is bent over the med bay bed, which seems to have a little drawer beneath it, but more on that later. She doesn't feel safe whatsoever with Jimmy on board, and Curly once again tries to take responsibility over the situation by just talking to Jimmy. Curly insists he will fix everything to Jimmy, who understands that his life will be ruined when they land, as he will be charged for the assaults. Jimmy has a doomsday mindset at this point, expressing desire to end everything now by crashing the ship, so that they can still be simply tragic victims of a horrible accident and nothing has to come to light. He appeals to Curly by saying that he will also lose all of his status, and is just as guilty, having allowed the situation to get to this point. This conversation is so psychologically charged, as Jimmy is continuing to push responsibility for something he's done onto
I'd really
others.
say that this game would have
Curly
been
did fail
probably
as a
so much
captain by not
better if there
truly
were some
acting on
voice
Anya's
acting
concerns.
in it.
And his mindset of being able to push past any mistake prevented him from fully acknowledging the problems
Instead
occurring on
of
his
just
ship.
the little
Jimmy
typing
is still
sounds.
entirely responsible for his actions, for assaulting Anya, for being unable to control his emotions, for forcing his beliefs onto others. In this case, both parties have played a part in the grand scheme, making Curly an interesting dynamic character. He's not a hero, but he's not a villain. His actions have a very human complexity to them.
So from what I understand,
shows
is,
trying to do the right
because
thing
there's
and
more a bit
accepting
of a chronological order with the game. So with the whole crew, so they're on a thing, like on an express ship in the space, on a way to deliver mouthwash, but they basically get the gesture of it. The captain of the crew basically gets a note out that the crew basically is fired. They still have to make the delivery, but after that, the company, or it's not not the crew being fired, but the company basically going bankrupt, from what I understand. And with the company like going bankrupt, that means like, hey, fuck you. You know, it basically just means that. It basically just means fuck you. It's a very way that the company does not. Like, it shows that the company does not properly care
Like a lot of the big companies. If things go south, like fuck it, just finish the thing that you were doing. Just finish the thing that you were doing, and it will go on like that. You know, that is basically what the fuck is going on. So as the captain basically was told, tell this like the last minute, and then you have to each other's goodbyes and so on and so forth. He felt like they needed to know it beforehand, which is valid. Obviously, the crew didn't like that. Like a bunch of mixed emotions, inside of it, from what I understand, which is obvious. Like I definitely get that. Like I would also have a lot of mixed emotions if I basically get told it's like, hey, like you're actually not getting paid for the job that you have been sent out for, in a way. You know? It's basically, it's just horrible. It's just fucking horrible. And with that going on, like they just still try to make the best of it, from what I've seen. And from what I read and from what I've seen, is they just try to make the best of it. And because they try to make the best of it, there's like a lot of tension going on. Some of the tension is basically between the main captain, Corley, something like that, and Jimmy, the co-captain. As Jimmy basically gets more power hungry in the status that he is in, and the moment they like quit the jobs and so on and so forth, like what the fuck is he going to do, you know? Like this is one of the best offers that he has for now, and what is the next thing that he's going to do? Which is like nothing. He does not. He is like, he feels a bit hopeless, but as also is like hey, he wants to blame it. He wants to blame it on other people, and like on Curly. It's like blame it on you. It's like, yeah, you were the one that told us this. You are the one that's responsible for the bullshit that we're going to endorse. And with that, just basically down spiraling more and more. Like from what I've seen, like with him down spiraling on that concept of, hey, you are to blame for this, he starts to get like, feels a bit more power hungry, you know, as a bunch of cis white men do, storming the Capitol and doing the basic shenanigans IRL momentarily when it comes to the US. That's basically the definition of what the fuck is going on like how messed up it actually is. To a point that he already thinks like, oh, now let me fucking like take charge, I guess. And with taking charge, he eventually decides to like rape one of the nurse, the only female of the whole crew. Like, way to go, buddy. You did absolutely horrendous. It's like, what the fuck? And she gets pregnant out of it, making her more uncomfortable with being there, obviously. Not to mention that the actual captain is like, yeah, so what? We'll fix this. We'll fix this later. That is basically what the main captain is doing. As he also chats with Jimmy, the one that actually did the shenanigans. As he, in that conversation, he feels like, it looks like he feels like he's down spiraling more. Like in the whole idea of like, oh, things are going wrong, it's your fault, and so on and so forth. That's basically what I get right now.
Ability, but in a naive way that ignores the overall issues. Jimbo, on the other hand, is a flaming trash rat. At this point, Jambalaya suggests crashing the ship is the solution, tells Curly he'll fix everything, and then walks into the cockpit. Curly doesn't try to stop him? Are we meant to think that Curly didn't understand what he was about to do? This moment is the most crazy to me, as it seems like the final moment of just letting it happen that Curly commits. His greatest moment of weakness was allowing Jimmy to get into his head the idea of dying a hero, of not having to think about his life's meaning anymore. He hesitates.
Ooh.
He lets Jimmy enter the cockpit, and the introduction scene of the game plays out. Jimmy sets the ship to crash into an asteroid, disables autopilot, and dooms them all.
This man basically this man does not want to take like the consequences for his actions whenever they are going to fucking land. So this man is like, yeah, fuck it, crashing seems more fun. And the two fucking captains are like, sure.
Warnings go off. Does Curly realize what he's just done and runs?
And then he realizes he fucked
his
up.
body takes the full hit of the collision.
This man just realized, oh, I fucked up.
We can note that during the hallway scene in the game's intro, when Jimmy is hallucinating being chased by the Pony Express mascot, baby crying can be heard, foreshadowing the pregnancy, an upcoming connection between the mascot and responsibility. 2 months after the crash. The crew is stranded in space, the ship now half filled with emergency foam. They sit in the lounge discussing whether or not they should break into the cargo room. They've withheld up until this point, since entering would dock additional pay from their final checks if they're saved, which would really go to show how much they acknowledge that the company gives no craps about them, given that even in a survival situation, they would still dock their pay.
Oh my god.
It's interesting to point out that the Pony Express was an actual mail service that ran for only 18 months starting in the 1860s, where a train of horse riders would carry mail from America's east to west coast in only 10 days. The company preferred to hire orphans or people who wouldn't be missed given how dangerous the job was. They went bankrupt quickly following improvements in the telegraph system.
That's
They
intense.
finally agree, giving their steadily dwindling supplies. Anya asks Jimmy, who has proclaimed himself to be the new captain, to get the captain's scanner from the cockpit, which is necessary to unlock the cargo room. Jimmy visits the med bay first, finding Curly, who everyone besides him believes is the one who crashed the ship. Curly's body is horribly maimed, covered in burns. He has
Oof,
lost his
that's rough,
limbs,
buddy.
his lips, and his eyelids, removing his ability to talk
So-
and immobilize.
This man is just a sack of flesh. That was the most confusing section. That was like, because you basically get dropped in with almost nothing. You get dropped in that story with almost nothing, and basically just seeing like a sack of bone, like flesh. Let me just. Like this man obviously takes the full force, like, of a fucking, like, rocket. This man takes, like, the full force. But it gets force-fed everything in order to fucking stay alive. Like, this man is like... Would it, like, to be... I get them, because, to be fair, would it be better if this man died and just started rotting? No. No. Like, absolutely not, because then you would have that problem. How you doing, little girly pop? How you doing, baby? I heard you graduated. I had to draw. You graduating. Congratulations. We're drawing mouthwash after drawing Omori. And we're listening to a video by the lovely Risley. I'll post the link later. So absolutely 10 out of 10. I'm not sure if anyone is active right now, so let me just casually. I want to share the bestie. Let's go. You're a teacher. Let's go.
Tail just resubscribed for 12 months. Yes, I did. I'm a teacher now, less than 3.
That is fantastic. That is I love that. Being a teacher in this economy. We need it more. Absolutely, we need it more. That's the main thing that we always hear when it comes to teachers. What do you teach? Also, 1 year. Let's fucking go. Fantastic. GG. This is such a weird contrast from person doing stuff and cute shenanigans. I do actually. Oh, there we go. You're mainly with the kids after school. Nice. Hello. How you doing? Well, you teach music. I didn't know. That's so cute. Yeah, I need some more paint. Need some more paint on this brush. And with that, I can actually fill in the white gaps. Because right now it's due to the... I swear to fucking God. The fucking Polska is like I love Polska. Like uni is like I almost have everything from uni, from their fine liners to also streaming. Let's go. It was like you were just chatting. You were just chatting. It's like how did it go? How did you enjoy yourself? What was chat nice? Did they say also if you gotta dash and run, like absolutely do so. Like don't let my yapping stop you from from getting some rest after streaming after like since a long time, you know. Don't let my yapping stop you. Okay, I'll paint it white in a bit. You play some League of Legends. Oh, nice. This is intense. Well, let me continue. So, if you don't know, we're listening to a video from Resley about the chronological order of the game Mouthwash, which is kind of interesting how that actually goes and how it's set up and um about the game and how much popularity it got. So I'm just trying to get more informed. What is it about? What are all the things? And I have already seen a bunch of things. I've watched like 2 gameplays like about Mouthwash and still was confused. But at the same time, my husband had to explain the Barbie movie to me because I have not properly been I've not been raised like misogynistically. So the Barbie movie was just a big ass confusion in my eyes. So he had to explain that, funny enough. And some people were actually very surprised that he had that I told him that he had to explain it to me. Because they do not see me in that way. They think, oh yeah, it's like you. It's like yeah, me. They needed to explain it to me. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing right now. So
Analyzing him. He has hence gone from an active player in the story to a forced viewer, unable to close his eyes or look away as the scenes unfold. Jimmy berates the clearly nervous Anya for being unable to feed Curly his painkillers, which he claims is her only job. He suggests she is a useless nurse and views her as cowardly and bothersome. His opinion of her is given to the player, as the scene is played at the beginning of the game. This skewed perspective defines the player's initial idea of Anya. Without knowing their relationship,
So far,
her
you're not
attempts to
late when you eat
awkwardly suck up
Ludwig.
to Jimmy, and her need for help with the emotionally draining task of force-feeding the crying Curly painkillers makes it seem like she's just a nervous person. In reality, of course, Anya is acting to avoid retaliation from her abuser, for whom she has no protection, and at the same time has been caring for her and successfully keeping Curly alive despite his horrendous condition for 2 months now.
This
All
is
this will at
insane. Thank you
least
for the
2 months
hydration.
pregnant. Both general nausea
she's
and the personal
pregnant.
trauma
Where
with
did
the
I
act
put
of
my
forcing
water
another
bottle? What the
person
fuck?
into an unwanted act, especially the act
Did
of
I
forced
leave it?
insertion, such as feeding.
Did I leave the water bottle? Yes, guys, take screenshot. I'm gonna grab my water bottle. Give me a second. Take screenshot, save it, boys. Oh my god. I really just left my water bottle after filling it. I just... Wash of mouth, yes. Have you guys taken screenshot? We needed to save the project. You guys better have taken screenshots. Snow. Hello, little work and lurk. Where music? We were like this little thing here. That's what we're listening to. Hope we're doing good. Absolutely. Been working hardly working. Just got some concepts done. Like these are great. Same goes for these. Absolutely, like this idea is very cool, and I love them. So that's something that we're gonna be continuing to work on. I already finished the Omori ones and wanted to add them. Like we got a couple of Omori. See what we can do with Basil. Not 100% sure. I don't like the way that I drew him over here. So, but right now we're into mouthwash and we're learning about mouthwash in chronological order because I watched 2 gameplays and still have do not fully understand. Because that's how I work. Yeah.
Pills easily explains her behavior. Her job is both
Mouthwash
insane and
is
hugely
like
time-consuming.
very interesting.
Jimmy, on the other hand, has been playing captain, which on a crashed ship means what exactly?
On a crashed ship playing
Jimmy
captain,
gives
that
Curly
is...
the painkillers and finds Anya crouching in the
That's
lounge,
rough, buddy.
distressed by Curly's pained sounds.
Oh, that's it. That's disgusting. Stop.
Jimmy seems to question why they're either bothering to use the medical supplies on Curly. Well, Anya explains that she believes a person is not defined by the worst moment.
I think you could
desire to
relate a
forgive
lot.
Curly for nearly killing them. Jimmy then suggests that they agreed to keep Curly alive for different reasons. His, you can imagine, is far less
That is
kind.
just from my normal set.
Jimmy leaves to go talk to Swansea, who's forbidden everyone from entering the utility room, claiming that it is full of emergency foam which he has to slowly clear out, that if anyone else goes in there they could cause a puncture and send them all into the void of space.
The void.
I'm honestly kind of surprised how Jimmy follows Swansea's ruling on this, even when he's not actively guarding the door. Game-wise, it makes sense, but I feel it might also hint towards the fact that Jimmy holds some amount of respect for each member of the crew, excluding Anya, who he tends to ignore. Jimmy
But,
retrieves
like,
the scanner and opens the cargo room. The crew is distressed to find that they are hauling exclusively mouthwash.
Oh, now they
The
know
dark
what...
reality that over a year of their lives was going to be spent moving such an insignificant thing, and now they are likely to die for it as well.
Wow.
Understandably makes everyone
So they
pretty
didn't
upset.
know. They didn't
Anya
know.
points out that the sugar content intended to make the mouthwash more palatable offsets the effectiveness of it as a disinfectant. Swansea immediately notes the ethanol content and breaks his 14-year sobriety streak by drinking some.
They fucking
To
didn't
Anya's
know
dismay.
that they were
Swansea
delivering
offers to teach
mouthwash.
Daisuke how to drink like a man, having a somewhat strange little fatherly moment together. The crew's reactions are telling of their character. Swansea is cynically accepting of the whole situation. Daisuke continues to joke lightly, still having confidence that they might be saved. And Anya is extremely distressed. I do wonder if she is simply mourning the loss of hope the unopened cargo had given her, or if she's panicking over the addition of alcohol. To
Yeah,
an already
they
perilous situation.
they set the name of the game in the game.
3 months post-crash.
Here, what it's...
Jimmy wakes up in the lounge next to Daisuke, where the crew has become sleeping as the dorms have been blocked off by foam. You can hear Curly's pain sounds happening in the background. It's fun to note that Daisuke has a Game Boy and 2 weights near his bed, kinda showing his still somewhat childish interests. Looking around the lounge, you can also find an active game of Sorry, which has pieces associated to each of the crew.
No,
Blue for
that
Anya,
is...
green for
That's
Jimmy,
not... What...
pink for Daisuke,
That
and
is
yellow
a fucking game of Mens erg je niet. It's a game of Mens erg je niet. I know this is Anya. Like it's not the tiny Anya, it's the bigger Anya. The bandage man is Curly. The only way that I remember is by repeating names.
for Swansea. It's notable that Curly does not have a piece.
Yes, it
which
is
could
Curly.
represent the fact that he's no longer an active member of the story. There is a common social trend of disabled people being infantilized, to be viewed as a not fully matured person. Once Curly loses his agency, his ability to move and communicate, he is at the will of the rest of the crew.
Yeah,
Even
that
to
sucks.
the player who was introduced to Curly the patient long before Curly the captain, he may be thought of as more of an object than a person. The game even has an achievement for opening and closing Curly's mouth several times in a row, knowing that a lot of people would immediately play with his face. Jimmy feels like he is the
That's I remember that. Yeah, you basically get an achievement for fucking around. You get an achievement. Wait, what? No fucking way. Trush, your joke. No. Trussie. Trussie, you kidding, right? Yeah. Damn. Damn. That is something. You... Jesus fucking Christ. That is... Damn, Trussie. You are this man. You are this man.
right to do whatever he wishes with Curly now that he is a liability. This includes beating him, carrying him around, and force-feeding him. Curly's situation is so tragic as he transitions from being an in-charge person to at the mercy of the thoughts and actions of those around him. As far as Jimmy is concerned, Curly is a prop to be used to satisfy his own desires to save someone, to act as a good captain and a hero.
That's so...
Curly serves as just another example of control in the game, and what it can look like to have none. In this way, he mirrors Anya's situation, as she was also ignored and left at the mercy of Jim, and now Curly has to experience that himself.
Oh my
Jimmy wants to
god,
check
that
with
is...
Anya if Curly is already at his painkillers. But he ends up finding Anya and Swansea in the cockpit having a late-night discussion. Anya is crying and telling Swansea she completely understands, which I take to mean they're discussing the cryo chamber pods in the foamed-up utility room, but more on that later. Jimmy asks if Curly has been given his pills today, and he insists that he be the one to give them to him this time. Upon returning to the medbay, Jimmy expresses concern over how the rest of the crew is perceiving him.
At least you
assuming
can
that
still
Anya
take
and
him
Swansea
yourself.
were discussing him. He gets upset at the stress of being in charge, then angrily thanks Curly as if it's his fault that Jimmy had to take charge. He feeds the panicked Curly the pills, the audio suggesting he possibly beats him to vent his frustration.
Oh, that is rough. That is rough. I
4 months after
completely
the
missed
crash,
that part,
Jimmy
to be
finds
fair.
Daisuke passed out in the hallway, having drunken some mouthwash. Daisuke explains that his mom found him this
That is
internship,
so rough.
and that he
That is
joined because thus
absolutely insane. How overpowered can you be at that point? Like that is so rough. This man is at the brink of fucking fucking death, and still you cannot like take your own ego, and like suck it up. You know, you still have to downplay it on others, in order for yourself in order to feel better for yourself. That is, what the fuck. That is brutal.
far in his life, he feels like he hasn't succeeded in anything. With no goal in life, he hoped to prove something in completing the job, to make himself feel like less of a total screw-up. This reveals the sadness behind Daisuke's sunshine persona. While an upbeat voice thus far in the game, Daisuke never had a positive self-image. He cares strongly about what others think of him, which has resulted in him being easily influenced, even so far as to start drinking the mouthwash alongside Swansea. Daisuke is a relatable character, someone who's just trying to get positivity out of a horrible situation. Which makes it all the more sad that at this point it seems like he's also accepted that they're going to die. He ends by saying that he hopes his mother doesn't blame herself. Jimmy finds Anya in the lounge, who herself is considering drinking the mouthwash. She tells Jimmy that there's an additional stash of painkillers on a wall-mounted med box. However, they'd have to chop away at some foam to reach it, so they need to be very careful as to not cause a breach.
That will
Jimmy
be,
goes to
yeah,
retrieve
that's,
the axe from Swansea,
that is
who is
one
dancing
thing, like,
drunkenly in front of the giant
everything
monitor.
around you is
Swansea
broken.
gives up the axe by swinging it into the monitor, causing a giant crack to form in the sunset display, this being another act of foreshadowing for a future event. Jimmy takes the axe and successfully reaches the med box. Anya comes over and gives him a big cheer for it, almost as if it was his own plan. This is likely for two reasons. A, she knows that Jimmy feeling like he is contributing decreases the chances of him becoming angry, truly at himself, but of course he pushes his stress outwards onto others. And B, to warm him up to be requested to give Curly his pills again, something that is still a major emotional struggle for Anya, who at this point is at least 5 months pregnant, so you could assume gruesome tasks are getting only more difficult for her to stomach. Jimmy blows up on her, ignoring the fact that her nausea is entirely his fault, and claiming that unlike everyone else, he is actually trying to fix the situation.
That's so fucking selfish.
He's done, totaling a stunning of 5, completed over the course of 5 months, and all of which were actually Anya's ideas. The emphasis being, of course, that he has not done anything himself, yet claims he is taking full responsibility as the new captain of the ship. Jimmy feeds Curly his pills, telling him he now realizes how hard it is to be in charge, and promises to save them both.
Okay, now he realizes how hard it is. What the fuck?
5 months after the crash. Daisuke wakes Jimmy, frantic as Anya and Curly are trapped inside the medbay by a large door. Anya reveals to Jimmy that she has purposely sealed the door, telling Jimmy, "You were right, I should have done this all along."
Oh
We can assume whatever she's about to do is what Jimmy told her to in response to learning she was pregnant. Anya wishes she could keep believing that a person's worst moments do not define them, a saying which I believe she was trying to embrace in order to make living alongside Jimmy all this time bearable.
This was
What
so
else could she do
confusing.
in this contained space but force herself to move past what happened? But in the end, she couldn't. How could anybody? She laments that this is the best decision she has ever made, and that she is going to take care of it. Her character arc began as someone who has no control over their situation, who could only try to manage how she reacted to the horrors pushed upon her. But now, she's finally able to make a decision for herself.
What the hell?
Jimmy convinces Daisuke that they
She
must enter the
totally
utility
is
room
a full
despite Swansea's
panic.
guarding, in order to climb into the broken ventilation shaft and
This is
crawl
a
into
full
the med bay,
panic.
opening the door from the inside. Daisuke is hesitant out of fear of messing up again, but gives in to save his crewmates. Jimmy pointedly says, "We can save Curly, yeah?" Interested in leaving out the saving Anya as well. Jimmy convinces Daisuke that they must drug Swansea with a spiked cocktail in order to get past him. He assures him that he will wake up perfectly fine and likely won't remember anything. One could wonder if his confidence about this comes from having used this method previously. While you're in the lounge building the cocktail, if you check the sorry board,
You're
you can see
gonna
that the
fucking
code
drug
pieces
a
have been
guy.
knocked over. An
You're gonna
additional
fucking
gaming
drug a
note,
guy.
Daisuke teleports behind the player constantly while he's making the cocktail, and this is to avoid having to animate locomotion, which requires a lot of tech support to get to look not slidey all over the floor. There's only one other case in the game in which someone is seen traveling, and it's kind of misty, just kind of fun to think about. This next scene is another
This is
out-of-reality
still an
scene
indie.
between Jimmy and Curly. I wasn't exactly sure where it happened in the timeline, but the Sorry game is in a similar state, so I decided to talk on it here. Curly explains that life has ups and downs, and that the good parts are only good as a result of the bad parts being bad. Therefore, we just have to learn to appreciate the little alright moments and keep moving forward. Jimmy
Are you
leaves to
sure?
find a knife to cut the cake, walking through the ruined and dark ship, which has been filled with tall piles of mouthwash. He grabs the axe, which has been lodged into the pilot
Yeah,
seat
that's
of
so
the bloody
funny.
cockpit. The axe is interestingly stuck in the chair that Curly sat in during their evaluation earlier. The scene feels like Jimmy's mind trying to justify his action, using Curly's own words to specifically validate the horrible things he has and will do to him, At the same time, he is under extreme pressure knowing that Curly, the very ideal of what he wanted in life, is watching everything he does. Jimmy's perception of Curly is hence stuck, with a rage-inducing despising of how he is above Jimmy, fighting a respect for Curly's opinions and a guilt for what he's done.
Yeah, I
Swansea,
absolutely
who is
get
still
that.
drunk, refuses to let them into the utility room. Before drinking the cocktail, he tells Daisuke that he's an idiot, a failure of an engineer, and that every act of hard work he puts into the job will only result in him becoming uglier, older, and meaner. Swansea is obviously pushing his own insecurities onto Daisuke, likely insulting his naivety and good nature, while actually
He's
mourning
so
his own
sad
lack of joy
boy.
for life. At the same time, this suggests he is actually concerned that Daisuke may befall the same fate as him, and that while he's horrible at expressing himself, he wishes Dai could keep his
absolutely
spirit.
horrendous at expressing himself.
Some people have suggested Swansea and Daisuke share some sort of a father-son bond, or that Swansea relates Daisuke to the dog photo he has on his desk. Daisuke doesn't respond to the insults, seeming to have a hard time verbalizing when faced with complex negative emotions, similar to his silence at the birthday party company closure news. The only time we see his sadness otherwise is when he's drunk on mouthwash. Swansea drinks the cocktail, then Dai and Jimmy enter the utility room over a passed-out Swansea. Interestingly, his room key has a dead goose keychain on it. Dead birds in
I don't think that-
general
I don't-
tend to
that's-
represent
that's
failure
not-
and helplessness. White ones in particular, the loss
That's
of
not
innocence.
the right way.
The goose itself may relate to the idiom, kill the goose that lays the golden egg, which describes killing or destroying something beneficial by demanding too much of it. All of these aspects may relate to Swansea's view on Daisuke as something pure he doesn't want to get ruined. Or it could foreshadow the death of Daisuke's willingness to help, and desire to please others as a result of somebody asking too much of him. Daisuke and Jimmy enter the utility room to discover that it had never been filled with foam at all. However, only one of the 4 cryo chambers is still functioning.
Wow.
Entering one would freeze a person for 20 years, significantly increasing their chances of being found and rescued. Despite Jimmy's claims that Swansea was clearly trying to hide the pod so that he could use it for himself after everyone else had died, Daisuke refuses to believe that Swansea would do that,
I
instead
doubt.
of plotting his work and clearing out the area.
I doubt it.
I believe Swansea was protecting the pod, but with the intention of saving it for Dai, or perhaps the pregnant Anya. Given his acceptance of death and his dislike for how his own life turned out, it's unlikely he would care to steal the only one for himself. The conversation Anya and Swansea were having in the cockpit that night may very well have been Swansea explaining his plan and wanting to see Anya's opinion. Her cut-off line, if I understand completely, may have been her
markers.
accepting that Dai should be the one to take the pod, as the youngest and most likely to overcome this traumatic experience. Jimmy and Daisuke look to the collapsed vent, which is clearly rife with open electrical wires, sharp metal, and tight spaces. Dai, again expressing his respect for Swansea, wishes to wait to ask him how to best go about this, but Jimmy convinces Dai that he must climb into the vent now to save the others.
No.
He appeals to Daisuke's desire to please by telling him how sure he is that he can succeed, that Swansea will be proud, that the whole crew is
Swansea
counting
will
on
be
him.
proud by ass.
At this point, you may wonder, why can't Jimmy just go into the vent? The very reason for Anya to lock herself away was Jimmy after all, and so it would make perfect sense for him to climb in. Of course, it's because he's a selfish coward whose greatest desire in life is to force others to handle all his problems.
Yeah, okay,
So-
yeah.
Daisuke gets into the vent, and very quickly his pained screams echo into the room, followed by the sound of him entering the medbay and calling out to Anya.
That's rough. That's very rough. This
8
guy
hours
is
until judgment.
wounded.
Via a bloody path and a lower-to-the-ground red handprint, we see that Daisuke dragged his now punctured body through the medbay to unlock the door.
The punctured
Jimmy and
body.
the awakened Swansea bring him out to the lounge. Daisuke repeatedly apologizes while bleeding out, terrified of either disappointing or bothering other people. Swansea requests
What
the
the
extra
fuck?
disinfectant from the wall med box. However, Jimmy had to use it in order to make the drugged cocktail, and proceeds to blame Swansea for forcing Jimmy to have to have drugged him? Just one of the most insane responsibility pushes to date on Jimmy's ever-growing list. They split up to search for alternatives. At this point, the pink piece of the sorry game has been knocked over. When entering the medbay, Jimmy's vision of Anya on the medbay floor is completely obscured, showing his refusal to acknowledge her and what he has caused entirely. Jimmy then heads to storage to retrieve some mouthwash to disinfect Daisuke, and enters a guilt-ridden hallucination. He passes by Daisuke's grave, marked by one of the pink hibiscus flowers from his shirt, which are known to represent happiness, sunshine, and good luck. Jimmy follows a
That's
path
rough.
of blood into a boss monster maze of storage platforms. Here, he has to quietly navigate the area, avoiding a blind beast that is only visible through the captain's scanner. The monster is a horrifying horse with an incredibly long neck, which the game describes as aimless, restless. You can't run from it. Reminiscent of the internet myth Long Horse, which warns humans of danger. In this instance, the horse is likely a metaphor for Jimmy's rejection of
don't think
responsibility and
it's
feelings
smart.
of guilt. Jimmy actively attempts to avoid its attention via staying silent until it moves away, mirroring his avoidance of accepting responsibility.
Yeah,
This
the
also
avoidance.
explains why you can only see it through the captain's
Fuck
scanner,
accepting
which, being
face.
captain in itself, is supposed to represent someone who's supposed to be taking charge. The eyeless creature cannot see Jimmy if he stays silent, much like Jimmy refuses to see Anya. Jimmy retrieves the mouthwash and pours it onto the heavily pained Daisuke, who continues to apologize and proclaim that he messed up. This moment could emphasize Daisuke's insecurities, or also point out his youth, someone like a child whose first instinct is to apologize when faced with something going wrong. Swansea reveals his desire to have learned from Daisuke, who he admits is just a good
Such a
kid trying
poor
his best,
boy.
despite not being the smartest or the most hardworking.
Such
He
a
mourns
poor
a world in which
baby.
Daisuke could have helped him find joy again. Also, like, side note, Swansea's hands look tiny here, don't they? Like, everyone else's hands are humongous comparatively, like, especially Anya's look huge every time she lifts them up. And Swansea's got little baby hands here.
Little
Just
bit,
gonna
little
frickin' side note
baby
that.
hands holding axe. Little.
Swansea then swings the axe down on Daisuke's head, fulfilling the earlier foreshadowing of him destroying the sunrise on a large screen. This is the game's only example of a mercy killing, and one of many examples of Jimmy yelling about how he was gonna fix everything despite not having done anything, nor move to stop Swansea despite a hesitation in the swing. Jimmy reveals that he knows about Swansea's plan to hog the pod for himself, which he refuses to even consider was not in fact the plan, since he himself would have absolutely done that, and Jimmy can never pass up on an opportunity to push his own concepts onto others. Swansea reveals he knows about the sexual assaults. I've seen a lot of people online claim that if Swansea had known about the assaults, he would have put an end to Jimmy right away, which is clearly not the case. He did know. Again, showcasing the complexity of people. Swansea is not a secretly heroic father figure hiding behind an illusion of alcoholism.
No,
He's a messed up
absolutely
guy,
not.
who in the end still acts on his own desires. He didn't confront Jimmy. He didn't try to work alongside the crew for solutions over the last few months. He took out his frustration on how his own life went on Daisuke all the time, similar to how Jimmy does to Curly now. At the same time, I truly believe he was saving that pod for Daisuke. He made moves in the interest of somebody else, and deep down he hoped things could get better. It's interesting to note that after that scene, if you go back to the sorry board, Daisuke's pieces aren't knocked over anymore. Anya's still are, though. I'm not sure if this is just a game error on the developer's path, or perhaps a message that the following events aren't actually part of reality and this is still like a skewed experience, but just interesting to point out. We now see that Anya committed suicide via overdose. Her earlier reference of doing what you said to likely means that Jimmy's immediate reaction to learning that she was pregnant was around the lines of, can't you just take some pills and handle it? Either way, Anya got the final say in how she died. And once again, Jimmy's problem was handled by someone else's sacrifice. Interestingly, the gun drawer built into the bed is open beside Anya. You can remember that she was kneeling in front of it the day she told Jimmy about the pregnancy. Given she was the only one who knew where she hid it, she may have taken one last crack at opening it before turning to pills. Or perhaps she left it as a final good grace to Curly, so that he had an out if he was somehow able to access it. Or even, perhaps it was a message to Jimmy, that Curly's life these last few months was pure agony, and that someone needed to take responsibility.
He is
to end it now that
absolutely
she was
vibing in
gone.
chaos.
Curly begins to laugh, or possibly sob, as Jimmy takes the gun, forced to watch as it ends up in the very hands Anya hid it away from. The next series of events is a little unclear. It seems Swansea attacks Jimmy with the axe, chasing him into the cockpit at one point and bursting through the window. Somewhere around here, we enter a hallucinatory journey through the ventilation, in which the game instructs Jimmy to take responsibility for what happened to Daisuke. Jimmy passes by a workstation with Daisuke and his game pieces on it. Daisuke's is knocked over as to represent Jimmy's direct hand in his death. Swansea's piece is noticeably absent. We see a specter of Daisuke looking up at his shadow before walking away, replaced by another hibiscus. In one section of the vents, Jimmy is forced to walk backwards. He once again abuses Curly's advice to keep moving forward by choosing to ignore the small collection of Daisuke's items on the ground. Even attempting to look at them while walking away forces Jimmy to start over. The distorted image which covers the screen with each failure might be Swansea's face, and we can note Swansea's character model lodged behind a specific grate. Jimmy falls through a pit beside a grave, flying past tons of poly posters which have been modified to include blood, mouthwash, and axes. Jimmy then falls into a sideways version of the medbay, where tons of axes lodged into the wall point into the vent. This could imply
so
Swansea
cool.
chased him into the vent in the last scene, forcing him to repeat the crawling travel he made Daisuke do. At one point, an axe flies through the vent wall, possibly representing the thing that Daisuke stabbed himself on, or Swansea taking a swing at the vent knowing that Jimmy was in there. Jimmy crawls until finally landing in the utility room, before a gun and a tied-up Swansea. Using the gun on Swansea triggers another out-of-reality scene, in which the two fight each other inside of a large
Oh,
crypt
this is a
devoted to
fucking
Daisuke.
grave. Okay. Okay, so this is a flashback. For my own recap at this point, So Anya died. Anya died, taking responsibility. As most men, have decided to like that will be the way out. So she was just fucked. In a situation like that, absolutely. There's basically no hope left on what the fuck is going on, mate. You know? There's just no hope left on that note. And seeing that is the option, okay. So she locked the one thing that they did not expect her, did not expect her to lock, basically. For everyone just giving a big, you know? And did the deed by taking pills. Now, okay, that's something. Ooh, is this another one? Might have find. Yes. I keep finding receipts. Which is absolutely a very interesting plot point. It's a very interesting plot point to see, you know? To a point that, hey, valid. Like, absolutely, she dies, but in order for them to actually be able to know if she actually dies, basically, they have to crawl events after basically drugging somebody. That is what happens. They basically drug someone. And that gets the balls rolling, and the guy who crawls the vents was very sus, dies of electrocution, because after a crash, that vent was not safe, like, at all, and still they made him crawl that. They made him crawl that. Fucking idiot. His ego was way too big for this. And that's what they see. That is basically what happens. Like, in the meantime, this motherfucker, Curly, basically is just still suffering. He is laying next to a corpse, which is like, nuts. You know? Like, fucking laying, like, next to a corpse, as you are basically the corpse, like, there's no fucking way, like, this man would survive. I gotta be brutally honest with you. Like, look at this. This is just a ball of flesh with forcefully opened eyes. Like, that's a rough story, buddy. Yeah, you're screwed. That is just the definition of you're screwed. He wants out. He needs it. He fucking needs it. There's no way. He needs an out. That's basically what's going on. He needs an out. This one is too light. But yeah, with that a bit, the recap and stuff,
Like, this man just sees everything play out from the crew member that is basically just going insane and, by all means, murdering other crewmates one by one at this point, because, he cannot contain himself. Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
After successfully shooting Swansea 3 times in the head, we cut to Jimmy and him talking. This time Swansea is sat in a chair but does not appear to be tied down. Swansea explains that he was once a hopeless drunk clawing through life, until one day he foresaw his own death in an abandoned ditch and got sober. He got a wife, a job, and kids, and hoped to give them more than he had. He laments that even as he gained the good things in life, he never felt satisfied, never felt happy. In the end, he says the best days of his life were before all the grinding and the routine, when his life was dirty and rough and cruel, and the only problem he had was an empty bottle. This monologue relates to Curly's previous concerns about feeling unsatisfied in his life, even after achieving such great heights. Mouthwashing comments a lot on what makes a person happy, on the good life society pushes to people where you get a job and have a family, on the cycle of giving so much of oneself to working in order to chase that ideal. And then, how difficult it can be to accept when that ideal doesn't make you happy, when all that work pushing to get there didn't feel worth it, and the feelings of uncertainty that come when not knowing what to do next. What can you do?
Yeah, what can you
Daisuke
do
died
at that
having
point?
barely gotten started in that cycle, and Swansea ends contemplating what might have been had he never started it. Swansea wishes he could have protected Daisuke.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Jimmy
smart.
tells him that he's gonna save them all.
Not to mention,
shoots Swansea
Twisty,
in the head.
this basically gives you, this is going to give you a full-on mindfuck, because this is the chronological order. That is not the
We seem
order
to
from the
return to
game.
reality. Swansea is dead, tied to a chair in the utility room. Strangely, the foam does not appear to have broken 3 of the pods in this moment. This might be another example of the game showing us that Jimmy is an unreliable narrator.
Jimmy is an
Jimmy leaves the room,
unreliable
walking
narrator.
to a psychotic version of the ship's hulls, in which Curly's eyes are watching him from every angle. Jimmy enters a large area where the most iconic scene in the game takes place. Curly and Jimmy are the last 2 alive, and Jimmy is dead set on keeping it that way. In a vile act of forced
God damn it,
survival,
Jimmy.
Jimmy repeatedly shoves a chunk of Curly's leg into his own mouth. Despite Curly's best efforts to resist, Jimmy, again ignoring the prospect of using himself as a form of nutrients, forces Curly to survive by cannibalizing himself. All so that Jimmy can feel like the hero that kept him alive.
That is... No.
Jimmy then has a psychotic meltdown scene in which Curly offers to be the villain and take all the responsibility, allowing Jimmy to be the better man in the end. Jimmy claims they can both still be heroes. Curly, being the person Jimmy respected most on the ship, is the only one
Can
who
Curly
which he
shoot
feels
Jimmy? This
willing
man
to
does not have
apologize.
arms.
Not to Anya, who he assaulted, not to Daisuke, who he sent to his death, and not to Swansea, who he personally killed. He's stuck in a delusion that if he can save Curly, the only person he views as a true hero, that he can still redeem himself. And in thinking this, he refuses to acknowledge that Curly surely wishes to die. He selfishly keeps Curly moving so that he can pretend he fixed even a single aspect of his many grievous mistakes. Jimmy breaks down in tears.
What the fuck? Just pain. Just pain.
We then cut to the vent again, in which Jimmy confronts a giant red mass which contains several horse fetuses.
Horse fetuses?
This
Horse?
represents Jimmy's original sin, and the one he had refused to acknowledge over the course of the entire story.
Okay. That explains, since he like got a woman pregnant and stuff, it explains that. Oh my god. Pain, lots of pain. Take care, Twisty, take care. Don't fucking die on me, okay, buddy? Looking at colors. I'll take... We still have yellow. We didn't put yellow. I don't know where my paint yellow is. Oh no. There you go.
Referencing his joke about being sexually interested in horses, he now interacts with Polly, the company mascot, as the embodiment of his unborn child. He must embrace a centipede amalgamation of Polly, coming in contact with it instead of running.
De Consumentenbond bewijst...
Fucking
Dirk heeft mede de
advertenties.
laagste prijzen voor
Shut the
budgetboodschappen.
fuck
Dus waarom
up.
zou je meer betalen? Kies voor Dirk. Met deze week Lees Max. Alle varianten tot 185 gram voor maar 1,69. Op Dirk kun je rekenen.
I don't wanna.
He then passes through a hall of the employee licenses. Noticeably, all of Anya's are obscured by the others. This further emphasizes his rejection of what he did to her, and of her as a person. As the only one on board, he placed miles beneath himself so that he could feel important.
How difficult?
Polly, the baby incarnate, reveals Jimmy's feelings of being trapped and misunderstood as a result of the pregnancy. The idea of
Trapped,
Anya informing the
misunderstood.
others made him feel like a
Fuck it.
victim. His reputation was being damaged by, in his own words, one mistake. He doesn't
One
deserve
mistake.
to be punished for that.
What
He's
the
being
fuck?
punished for the baby existing at all, he thinks. Through all these feelings of hopelessness, villainizing, stressful responsibility, Jimmy never once apologized to Anya.
No,
Instead,
no, he did
redirecting
not.
all of his guilty feelings toward Curly. At this point, he likely feels that he has to, as his mind is rejecting the idea of dying a horrible failure. Even if a deep part of
But
him
he
is
is.
haunted by his actions, his ability to redeem himself, to come out on top of that mistake, died alongside Anya.
You'd rather fucking die. You'd rather fucking die than
And so?
admit he's wrong. That is.
Curly takes her place. Jimmy takes Curly from
That's
the med bay
intense.
and brings him to the lounge, where his sorry piece is the last one standing. He places him on the table, the seats occupied by the crew's corpses. They cheer him as captain, happy and clearly valuing him as they had Curly.
How
Jimmy
mentally
cuts
ill
off
can you
Curly's
become?
leg and puts it on each person's plate.
Tasty.
And addresses him. He speaks of Curly being wealthier than them all, but being so high up that he didn't need to struggle to get food. Saying that he would rather die than be on their level. He plays out a scene in which he heroically saves everyone by sacrificing the big bad Curly, but also mercifully forgives and wishes to save him as well. The ultimate hero's fantasy, in which the underdog Jimmy saves the day.
That is. It's messed up. Everyone is fucking dead anyway.
De Consumentenbond bewijst...
Why do I get
Dirk
another
heeft
ad?
mede
We
de
just go
laagste
on.
prijzen voor budgetboodschappen. Dus waarom zou je meer betalen? Kies voor Dirk. Met deze week Robijn wasmiddel. 60 wasbeurten voor maar 8,99. Op Dirk kun je rekenen.
Jimmy places Curly into the one functioning cryopod. He
Well-
feels satisfaction in thinking he has made it up to Curly. The one person he truly looks
Chris
up
was
to,
right.
and the one person who was unable to tell him how absolutely insane he is, how much he's fucked up every aspect of the story. There is no happy ending, or grand comeuppance. Jimmy ends the story believing he has won forgiveness, that he has fixed the problem.
He
Curly
has
is
not
serving
fixed
as
it.
his mouthwash, a superficial remedy he used to cover up everything he doesn't want to accept about himself. He turns on the cryopod and walks off screen.
Well, at least
He
one
shoots
happy
himself
ending.
and dies.
This man was so
Curly is
mentally
slowly
ill,
frozen,
like to a
made to wait
point
the
that
next
he.
20 years to possibly be forced again into the living hell that is his existence.
This man is forced to fucking stay alive.
In the end, the mouthwash represents the company's priorities of profit over people. Even that 0.1% of germs or a single pixel can corrupt an entire image should it continue to spiral. Even one mistake can become the entirety of a person. Mouthwashing is such an interesting game because none of its characters are perfect. Its jumbled method of presenting scenes makes the viewer question their initial assumption about what's going on.
Well,
It's not often we get to play the villain.
well, that's
Game's
true.
commentary on
Okay,
feeling
this one
helpless when
basically-
the prescribed steps
Not
to
often that,
happiness
that
don't
you
work.
play the
It's pretty
villain.
hard,
That actually goes
especially
hard.
in a society where work seems to take
That
up
is-
so much
that
of
is
our
so
lives.
true.
I'm sure there's a ton more in the game that fans will be reading into for quite a while. Thanks for joining me on this little analysis. If you enjoyed, check out my original playthrough of Mouthwashing, or give a like, comment, or
It
subscribe.
is so insane to
you
see
next
how
time.
that actually goes.
Bye.
I'm share this video because she actually did a great fucking job. She did a great job. But that's so like messed up, you know. That's so messed up. Hope the audio is not too loud. Well, that is so messed up. Hey, at least we finished the drawing. The cost of this one, so I might. Give me. I need to push. Welcome back. Welcome back. But that now I slightly get the story. Now I slightly get the story of how actually like insane. Like how it's messed up. It's messed up. Like this man is like, I am the hero of the story, and everyone is like, no, you're not. Like, no, you're not. You're not the hero of the story. This man is like, yes, absolutely. I did it. I saved you all. Everyone's dead. Like, what the fuck? Not to mention, company does not give a shit, which is still, like, is very, very relevant in most occasions. The company does not give a shit about you. Like, it's... Extra hair. I wanna... I wanted to at least have some covered for this one. Omori? This is Omori. But the sister. Well, I've been working on things like the keychains. Like, that's why I did these. And this one is already finished. That was the one that I was talking to you about. That's what I was working on at that moment. And I'm gonna make this painful. I see. Yes, get your brain cells together. This is right now just covering up the colors from the page. This is the thing I love alcohol-based markers. Absolutely, they're some of my favorite things to actually work with. Like, alcohol-based markers are some of my favorite things to work with. But they, like, the concept of them bleeding through is, like, it's intense.
Tyranny was meant to be. All that remains is in a finished symphony. He was so in love with chaos I could never see. Good things don't happen to heroes just like you and me. It only took one moment.
Just one moment.
These adventures are a gift, and we will.
You have used your brain cells for now.
Nothing I built this nation for doesn't exist anymore. Gone away.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one of those. Like from the new paints, these. I'm gonna buy the white ones. I'm gonna buy some more. Have a good night. Thank you for joining.
Took one moment, just one moment, a life in liberty. Pursuit of victory gone.
But actually, I love the little video essay. They did very well on that note. Yo, Neo, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome. Good to have ya. How was your stream? How was your stream? If you got a dash, like all good. I am just doing arts. I'm doing the arts. Neo raid. So for anyone that's new here, hi, my name is Shannon. I'm the creator behind SGI Creations. I am doing all kind of shenanigans from product design to like just casual illustrations to anything that basically goes around. And momentarily we have been obsessed with several things like Omori. I've been drawing some Omori things. Like we started off with some different arts. Not today. This was some streams ago. I finished this one offline as this one was one that we drew online, and right now I'm looking into what would work well for things like the keychains. We did Aubrey. I love this one. This whole idea is so adorable. You're going to fish? Yes, go to fish. And right now this is Mel. Absolutely, mwah. Like the concept idea was like, I like it. We're gonna keep it like this, and we're gonna work it out digitally and maybe make it a bit more brutal with how much I can actually do on paper. It's a bit more difficult. Good minute, no. And obviously, we just did some mouthwash while listening to a 40-minute essay on it. So yeah, we did arts. We're doing arts. This is a bunch of traditional stuff. Thank you so much for the follow. Let me give you a proper shout out. Don't think any of the mods are active right now. There you go. You are also doing art. If you want to share, feel free to share your art. Like, would absolutely be amazing. I love some art tags. And how did you find the channel? And again, no shaming in needing to raid and dash. If you are tired, if you're exhausted, please go get some good sleep, go get some rest. You absolutely deserve it. In the meantime, I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited. So if you guys have already seen it, the new lanyards arrived, and I finally added them to the physical shop at mijn tafel, which is like, oh, so good. 2 views from the story from Gouda, nice. But those are fantastic. And I also I ooh, traditional, yeah, absolutely. Yes, the Just Friends is also going to be shown. So, I am making t-shirts, and this was like a full-on joke, and right now that joke is becoming a reality. So the manufacturer that I work with, that does the printing for the t-shirts, I just do the heat press. They posted them online, and I was like, huh? Blame the hive mind, absolutely. Blame the hive mind. Yes! Go and get some good rest, go and get some good sleep, you deserve it. Thank you again for your raid, you're fantastic. Have a good night, and thank you so much for the lurk and the follow and the raid. You are fantastic. I'll take care of your community. Like this would people like this as a print? I'm gonna put it online. I'm gonna put it online. That's a terrible angle with the lights. There we go. Does that person I shared it have Instagram? Do they have Instagram? They might have. They have Twitch. They have Twitch. Let's give them a shout out. Let's give them a shout out. Let's give them a proper shout out, because that is, yes. Like that essay was absolutely like 10 out of 10. That was fantastic, and I loved it. It explained so well, and it made things so much more clear, you know? Let's also do this one. Slay the Princess, also a good one. Slay the Princess is also fucked. Like if you guys haven't, I have watched I've watched the show from, or the videos from Markiplier when it came to the game Slay the Princess. This is not material made for. It was absolutely not material made for being a palette. But Slay the Princess is also such a cool concept. Basically, it has so many different kinds of alternative routes that you can basically go on. It's just like, what the fuck? And it all affects each other to be in the end, and there's all different kinds of endings, which is also pretty insane. And I was checking if they also had Instagram. One more link. They do not. No, just YouTube and YouTube and Twitter. All right. Da, 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 da. There we go. Boop. There's also I still have this video up and running, basically saying like to network to check all things. There are over almost 400 comments, like 364, which is insane. There's so many, and I've replied to so many. But they keep on every day. They keep on like joining in. Some of them are very, very cute and interesting. Like there's a lot of young artists from what I see, which is so nice. There's a lot of young artists in this one, which is like also like very cute. And I'm trying to talk with all the people that are actually like replying. But this got out of hand to a point that I get new replies every day after I already replied to like 20 or something. So I cannot I gave up. Like these are 2 weeks ago, and it keeps on fucking going with the comments and keep coming by, and I'm like, some of them have nice descriptions, like, this is Midori, loves drawing anime, own original characters, and that is very cute. Like, I love the way that they actually work with some of the alco markers. It seems like they do a lot of redraws from like scenes. Like, that's the one, like, you have different types of people, of how they draw. Like, you have the very simple, I can draw anything that I want. That is basically, that is me. This is just a definition of I can draw anything that I want. What's the date, by the way? It's 28/01. It's also 28/01. Like I basically, from the day that I started to now, I basically draw from scratch. Yes, I have references. Yes, I have ideas. Yes, I have things that I look at and be like, okay, this is how we're gonna be drawing. Some people cannot take a reference to the site and redraw it. I think I have done one study in this one. By trying to take an illustration, take a picture, take a drawing from someone else, and see how far I could actually redraw it. Yeah, Ruby! Kirby. I thought it was in this sketchbook. Could also be in a different one. It might be in a different one. Yeah, I definitely think it's in a different one. It's not in here, but getting like a drawing and trying to redraw it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Like, if for example, I cannot do that, and let's take one from the. Let's see if I can take it. Like, should I take one drawing from the community, or should I? It's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult with traditional art. Well, let me just move some things. But yeah, basically, let me properly explain. So you have different types of artists, and every single type of artist has their own way of drawing. Some of them can draw from 0 to 100. So they can draw, they can sketch, they can do line arts, they can sketch their own ideas, they can do their own line arts. They can do the coloring, shading, to go from the start of a project to the end of a project. That is basically what we do. We start off with just a sketch, just a simple idea, and we make end products with it. That is how my whole gimmick works and how I draw. So just basically starting by just having zero idea of what to draw, basically. Like, I don't know what I want to draw. Mouthwash. I didn't look up the characters. This is also a bit from memory. Besides Curly at this section, because he came up in the video, but most of it was drawn from memory. Did I have an idea of what I wanted to do? No, I just started drawing. I just started working. So I went from sketch, line art, into a finished project. That is one way of making art. The other way that people make art is they take an existing picture. This could be anime. This could be anime. This could be a picture. This could basically be anything that they can see that is something that's interested, and actually redraw. They redraw that picture. There's no proper sketch phase. Basically, it is going almost a one-to-one drawing of that image. How they usually do that is, for realistic pictures, you divide a picture in basically a grid, and with that grid, you just basically fill in the blanks. That is a way that I learned it back in the day. That if you wanna be more realistic and proper proportions from a certain drawing, you divide it in a grid. Let me just close. Let me see. I want to see if I can find an artist. I know Instagram. Which one of my artist friends? Which one of my artist friends can help out on this one? Because I... Okay, hold on. Steven Universe. Fuck it. Copy. Actually, save. Don't wanna... Does that work? Might. It did not. Because it's saved as a WebM. I just want Steven! Stop giving me WebM files! Give me PNGs. I swear to God. That difficult to just get, like, one of these fucking pictures. Okay. I got Steve. I got Steven. Cost on my roll. There you go. I got Steven. So, basically, how they do this, or how one tactic, basically is in order to redraw, a different, like, an image to this. So let's add a proper square that is similar in size. We're gonna equally divide the image in squares. So as you can see, if I properly in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost. I have not done this tactic. I have not done this in so long. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, as you can see here, with a square, everything is divided in square items. Let's see if I can make them a bit brighter. If I can give them color. I know it's not the leading motive, but it's a great way to show my own family and supporters that it's possible to grow up, make a living off a dream that's been inside you as a kid. So take a little step back, relax, enough with all the stress about the future. Here, now you can see it better. With the grid system, every single grid, so this is empty, this is empty, this is empty, that's empty. Same goes for these two. You can basically fill in a bunch. As you can see over here, with this one aligns to this. So that means there goes an arm like this. And this one is in the middle. Over here, this is one square here. And so you basically follow the squares a bit. And with following the squares, you get a sense of how this basically works. I use a grid for this because I personally do not use a bunch of these, since I can basically just draw these from my memory and how it actually works. For example, I drew some of these too high because I didn't properly follow the grid. I did not properly follow the grid, as I tried to tell you, since I work in a different manner. But this is basically one of the ways of how people draw, redraw. There we go. Boom. This is one way of, for example, practicing redrawing or realism. With all these kinds of ways, you can basically see it like that. It's the same as you go painting and you put your thumb like this, and you look at the thing that is right in front of you. This is just basically another way of how people actually do this. Some of them basically just look at the image itself and then recreate it by just taking a guess of how the anime character is represented, to how that works. That is just a way of studying. That's totally valid. You can see this a lot when it comes to spray paint. Basically, they already mapped out a certain image, and with mapping out that certain image, they basically just take a wall and just scribble a bunch of nonsense doodles. It's basically the same tactic, but with fun shenanigans, just doodling and making ghosts and like doing signs and so on. That is basically the definition of what they do over here in order to transfer the small illustration that they've made, like this for example, to a bigger variant, to a bigger stage. That is the way how spray painting works, for example. People do this for art too. That people do this to redraw anime scenes, and because that's their way of drawing. For me, I go from like an idea that I have in my head. Just an idea that I have in my head. And I try to sketch out, so I go from an idea, I put down 2 sketches. Here's the idea in rough, like very, very, very rough idea of how the idea actually works. Then I refine it. And then I go on to the next phases. From having the idea, to having a rough sketch of that idea, to refining that idea, to like taking that idea, erasing it again, and then just go out with it with line art after the sketch. See how that actually like affects like the whole thing, and with the line arts and stuff. If I like it, I go on to the next phase and start coloring it, and then we end up at the final stage. That's basically a way of drawing. So instead of redrawing an illustration, we go from an idea to a sketch to a full-on project. That's just so insane to actually see how most people actually work when it comes to illustrations. And that's just one thing that I figured out when I was scrolling through some of these names. Some of the examples of how people draw. Obviously, you do not see a grid. This is how people are trying to replicate it. Some of them have the original idea, like the fuck. Oh, this is one of those folding memes. This is one of the folding memes. Some of them also do tracing. Basically, is they take the idea that they want and they trace over it. But for this, from most of this, having an idea, all I see over here is mostly a sort of copy. It's a sort of a copy, but over here you have some more of the original ones. For example, the 3D proportions are off because they are trying to do it from scratch, and the reference material from, for example, Beelzebub, the reference images from Beelzebub are not the best references. This is a specific style. They try to get similar on that note, which is totally fine. Exploring is fantastic. That is the way you go. You can see it a lot with My Little Pony. My Little Pony has a similar style, and whenever people draw ponies, they really lean back at that fact. And I adore that. It's so cute. You can see people in a bunch of different phases of their art illustrations. Most of these people that actually comment are either very young artists that's trying to get more reach. This person is fantastic. Holy shit, that looks incredible. look at the color details. Some people are in a different level when it comes to actually illustration work, and it's fucking insane. They came from the warrior cat face. This is warrior cats. That is so cool. I love their way of sketching and coloring. One of the things that people can also do when it comes to drawing, I always recommend like using a sketchbook, starting out traditionally. That's something I always recommend. But one of the best ways of doing is for example, if you have a certain sketch and it's nice, detailed, but you're afraid of it, just fucking take a picture. One of my friends actually did this. Pixel. Yeah. And fucking color that sketch. Color that illustration you have in the sketchbook. You don't need a different line art. Like, your sketchbook is the line art. Just use it. Use a multiply layer or other layers to actually get this effect, because this is an original traditional drawing. This is an original sketch that they did, which is mwah, good stuff. Absolutely incredible. Love it. Fantastic. Do it again, please. And so you have like a bunch of things on that note. That's why I just love going through these comments, seeing some of my friends who do art and do the things that they draw. Like, damn, love their dice, love their illustrations, fantastic. And others that were like, oh, instant follow. Speaking of, this person does fantastic like little sculptures right now. This is done. Obviously, mouthwash, 10 out of 10, good one. But Snom. Just Snom. They made my boy. They made the best boy. Snom. Like, hell fucking yeah. But yeah, that is just my vision of art. That's basically just a vision of art. But it is getting late. We have been drawing a lot traditionally. We did the things that we wanted to do. I made 2 ideas that we want for the keychains, the keychain design. So we got Omori, we got Mari, we got Aubrey. Finally having a proper idea of how that works. Still got to do things like the other boys like Basil and Hero and stuff. And we ended up drawing a pretty good image from Mouthwash. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Was fun. Would do again. Would absolutely. I adore traditional art streams. But tomorrow, I will be in the office again. I will be working on t-shirts. I will be sweating balls because of a very hot machine. So yeah, that's the thing I do. Maybe I consider streaming it, like doing a live stream through phone. It depends. It's also my music. So I'll see how I feel. I'll see how I feel about it. I do think it's a good time to wrap it all up and to call it a good night for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the little essay that we watched as we also drew some more Omori. Definitely. Interesting games. I love my indie horrors. Indie horrors is still my 10 out of 10. Would definitely watch again. Definitely not play. But that is basically how it's worth it. So, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining in and for watching again. You guys are fantastic. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.
Monster. Feels like yes. Oh no, I have the perfect face for... That's the pollen too.
lovely person spent over 80 euros on just stickers. They had that full ass sticker book on just being like, yeah, like, okay, the best thing is from that sticker book, once she opened it, it only has shark stickers. It like only had shark stickers, which I was like, whoa, that's so good, that's so, oh my god. That's like, I wanted to say it's like, oh, that's so autistic, but they found their hyper focus. I'm so proud of them. S1 is lazy, by the way.